Look at the following sentences. She hardly knew what to say. Hardly did she know what to say. Both sentences mean the same thing. But which one sounds more dramatic to you? Right. It's the second sentence. The sentence sounds more interesting and more formal. Both sentences convey essentially the same meaning, but they differ in their structure and emphasis. In the first sentence, the word hardly is used as an adverb to convey that she found it challenging or difficult to figure out what to say. It emphasizes the struggle or hesitation in expressing herself. The second sentence uses an inverted word order for emphasis, placing hardly at the beginning. It carries a slightly more formal or literary tone and emphasizes the scarcity or rarity of her knowledge about what to say. Welcome back to English Rankers. I'm Neha, and today we are diving into an interesting topic in English grammar: inversion. What does inversion mean? Inversion is when you switch the order of something in a sentence. Usually, in an English sentence, the subject comes first, followed by the verb, and then the object. Inversion means putting the verb before the subject. We often do this in questions. For example, consider the sentence, "You are happy." Here, you is the subject and it comes before the verb are. Now let's invert it. Are you happy? In this sentence, the verb are comes before the subject you. This switch is what we call inversion. Here's another example. I have never been so excited. By using inversion, we can say, never have I been so excited. This rearrangement adds style and emphasis to your words, making the sentence more dramatic and stand out. In this case of inversion, placing never at the beginning of the sentence emphasizes it further, giving the statement a more distinctive and expressive structure. Why do we use inversion? We use inversion for emphasis, highlight important stuff, variety and style, make our writing fun and stylish, rhetorical effect, sound smart and get people's attention, formal and literary tone, sound fancy, like in books or poems, conditional and unreal situations, talk about what-if scenarios or imaginary things. Let's delve deeper into the concept. Emphasis. Inversion serves to highlight specific parts of a sentence. When we reverse the usual order of words, it makes particular details more noticeable and significant. Example: only then did he realize the gravity of the situation. Variety and style. Inversion introduces diversity in sentence construction, making the writing more lively and engaging. It prevents the text from becoming dull and monotonous, ensuring the language remains captivating. Example: not only did she finish the marathon, but she also set a new record. Rhetorical effect. Inversion is used for rhetorical purposes, increasing the persuasiveness or impact of a statement. It adds a sense of anticipation or drama. Example: rarely have we witnessed such a remarkable performance. Formal and literary tone. Inversion frequently appears in formal or literary settings to impart a sophisticated and elegant tone. It serves to elevate the discourse. Example: into the room walked a distinguished gentleman. Conditional and unreal situations. Inversion is applied in conditional sentences and expressions depicting unreal or hypothetical scenarios. It aids in expressing a notion of contingency or possibility. Example: had she known, she would have acted differently. In summary, inversion is a powerful tool in language that adds emphasis, diversity, rhetorical impact, formality, and conveys conditional or hypothetical situations effectively in both writing and speech. Consider you're composing a review for a renowned magazine about a movie. Writing a sentence like Aamir Khan stars in this film, and he directs this film is grammatically correct but basic and lacks impact. However, rephrasing it to not only does Aamir Khan star in this film, but he also directs it, employs inversion. This not only emphasizes the point but also enhances the grammatical sophistication of your writing, leaving a significant impression on the reader. Uses of inversion. Inversion can be utilized in various ways in English. Naturally, it's used in questions. However, inversion is also applied in non-question scenarios, such as when an adverbial, a negative adverb or adverbial phrase, is placed at the beginning of a sentence. Inversion can replace if in conditional sentences using had, were, and should, which is often formal. It's used when an adverbial expression of place leads the sentence, adding a formal or literary tone. Inversion follows so plus adjective that structures, enhancing emphasis and style. First case. Using an adverbial at the beginning of a sentence. What is an adverbial? An adverbial can be a single adverb, such as hardly, ever, never, scarcely, seldom, barely, ever, or no longer. It can also be a phrase made up of words like no sooner, not only then, only later, etc. These are known as negative adverbials because they often include no, not, or only. Here's a list of examples. Rarely, seldom, at no time, no sooner than, hardly when, scarcely when, barely when, on no account, under no circumstances, not only but also, only then, only later, only in a specific place season, not until, not since, only after, only when. These adverbials, especially when placed at the beginning of a sentence, can change the order of words for emphasis or stylistic reasons. Examples with a single adverb. Rarely do I see people playing guitar. In this sentence, rarely is the adverbial, do is the auxiliary verb, and see is the main verb. This structure puts significant emphasis on the rarity of the occurrence. On the other hand, I rarely see people playing guitar is a more typical statement without special emphasis. The inversion in the first example highlights the importance of the observation, making it more impactful in both spoken and written communication. Additional examples include: never have I seen such a stunning view. Seldom have I seen such beautiful work. Rarely will you hear such beautiful music. Rarely do we find such talent. These sentences use inversion to emphasize the rarity or uniqueness of the events or observations, enhancing their significance. Examples with a group of words. Hardly had I entered the room when the orchestra began to play. This sentence creates a dramatic entrance effect, emphasizing the immediacy of the event. Not only did she ace the interview, but she also impressed the panel with her insightful answers. This highlights both her success and the manner in which she achieved it. Not only did the scientists make a groundbreaking discovery, but they also developed a revolutionary method for its application. Here, the achievements are underscored by the structure. No sooner had the students started the exam than the fire alarm went off. The sentence conveys the abrupt interruption of the exam. Not until I tasted the dish myself did I realize how delicious it was. Emphasizes the moment of realization. Not since my last visit to the beach have I experienced such a sense of tranquility. Highlights the unique tranquility felt since a past event. Only after I read the final chapter did I comprehend the true meaning of the novel. The structure underlines the sequence leading to understanding. Only when the rain stopped did we venture outside for a walk. Specifies the condition needed for an action. Only by saving diligently could they afford to buy a new car. Stresses the method by which an outcome was achieved. These examples use a group of words at the beginning of the sentence to create emphasis, sequence, and condition, effectively making the statements more engaging and dynamic. Second case, using inversion in conditionals. Inversion can replace if in conditional sentences involving had, were, and should, which often lends a formal tone to the statement. If she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. Using inversion, this can be rewritten. Had she studied harder, she would have passed the exam. If I had been there, this problem wouldn't have happened. Can be written as, had I been there, this problem wouldn't have happened. Next example. If they had left on time, they wouldn't have missed the train. Using conditional with inversion. Had they left on time, they wouldn't have missed the train. This inversion technique allows for a more sophisticated expression of hypothetical situations or regrets. Third case. We can use inversion when we start a sentence with an adverbial expression of place. This style is quite formal or literary. All the money we had lost was on the table. This can be written with inversion as, on the table was all the money we had lost. Next example. All the books she had borrowed were on the shelf. It can be inverted to, on the shelf were all the books she had borrowed. Another example. The flowers we had planted bloomed in the garden. The inverted sentence would be, in the garden bloomed the flowers we had planted. Fourth case. We can apply inversion following the structure so plus adjective, that. Example. The girl was so beautiful that nobody could talk of anything else. This can be inverted to, so beautiful was the girl that nobody could talk of anything else. The movie was so captivating that everyone stayed glued to their seats until the credits rolled. It can be inverted to, so captivating was the movie that everyone stayed glued to their seats until the credits rolled. Next example. The puzzle was so challenging that it took us hours to solve. The inverted form of this sentence is, so challenging was the puzzle that it took us hours to solve. Last example. The speech was so inspiring that it motivated the entire audience to pursue their dreams. Inverted. This becomes, so inspiring was the speech that it motivated the entire audience to pursue their dreams. Thank you for watching.